guys, welcome to the Friday Waffle. I'm actually trying to do this in a bit of a rush because I'm actually going into Glasgow tonight. It's what time is it? It's 5:20. I'm supposed to be in Glasgow for 7 o'clock tonight, so I'm going to have to keep this brief, unfortunately. So just give me a wee second, let me bring up the questions. I hope you've all had an alright week. I've got to say this week hasn't been quite so bad. You know, I mentioned last week about my job. You know, it's been pretty tough, and it still is tough, don't get me wrong, but this week hasn't been quite so bad. I'm gradually kind of getting settled into it a wee bit. But what have I been doing this week? What did I do? I went to see Bohemian Rhapsody, I was going to say the Freddie Mercury biopic, but it's not. It's technically about Queen, but obviously you think of Queen, you think of Freddie Mercury. I read a few reviews after I had seen it, and you know what? Some of the reviews weren't the greatest. I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I'm not a big Queen fan, but I thought it was really good. I thought Roger Taylor and Brian May apparently thought that the guy that played Freddie Mercury done a cracking job, and I've got to say it. You know, yeah, you can tell it's not Freddie Mercury, but the likeness is pretty uncanny. Apparently they had to. Freddie Mercury was born with was it 4 extra incisor teeth, which is why he had this kind of large mouth, and the guy that played the part, he had to get these kind of spare teeth put in. But yeah, if you've not seen it, if you're a Queen fan, definitely go and see it. If you're not a Queen fan, definitely go and see it. If you absolutely hate Queen, then probably not. But I really enjoyed it. I just think that some of these arty-farty, you know, film review types, they're just so far up their own backside. You know, they forget that films are to be entertaining, and that is it. So I think, you know, give the reviews a pinch of salt, or by all means read them, but take it with a pinch of salt. I would definitely say. So anything else? What I've been doing? I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2. You might have seen my review that I put out on, was it Wednesday? I think it was. Really enjoying it. As you probably know, I tend to not play many modern games, but I couldn't help and ignore all the amazing reviews that I've been reading about it. You know, I tend not to really read reviews as such. It's more people in the forum, mates that have got the game, and you know, generally if my mate's going on about how wonderful a game is, then it'll kind of pique my interest. So I decided, let's go and buy it. And I've got to say, I'm probably, I don't know, maybe 3 hours into it, which is probably not even scratched the surface, and really enjoying it. You know, I'm not going to talk too much about it because one of the questions that one of the guys is asking all about the game, so I can talk about it a wee bit more in depth once I come to that. But nothing else gaming wise. I've not been playing anything. Apologies about the lack of videos. As I mentioned last week, you know, it's kind of bizarre because, you know, now that I'm living myself, I've technically got a lot more time, but I don't know. I just have other things I want to do, and I keep saying to myself, yeah, I'm going to make a video tonight, and before I know it, it's getting late, and it's like, you know, I can't be bothered or whatever. But I will try and get the videos put out a wee bit more. I mean, I want to kind of go back to what I was doing, you know, before, getting maybe at least 4 videos put out a week. I always think any less than that, you can maybe get away with 3, but any less than 3 videos a week I think is a bit rubbish. Before I kind of crack on with the questions, I do want to apologise about the complete lack of leaving comments, 2 comments. Because one thing that I've always prided myself on with my YouTube channel is I always maintain that if people like yourself are willing to give the time to A, watch the video, and B, leave me a comment, it's only bloody common decency that I can leave a comment or at least acknowledge your comment. Whether it's a wee like thing or whatever, you get the wee heart thing, love heart thing. But generally, I always try and leave a comment. It might just be thanks very much for the comment, but that way, excuse me, it tells you that I'm actually reading the comments. And I've got to say, guys, I absolutely do read them. I read every single comment that is left from me. Now, I know if I was a huge big channel, then it's physically impossible for a channel of maybe, you know, I don't know, 500,000 subscribers. It's physically impossible for somebody like that, unless it's full time, to leave comments, you know, on comments. But that's, I'm making excuses. There is no excuse at all. I promise I will get back to it. Like I said, I do read every comment. I've just had other things that I've been doing with my time at the moment. And that's not going to change. I'm going to continue doing my own thing, you know, spending time doing other things, try to get out. I'm going to the gym a lot more now as well. So it's quite funny. So despite the fact that I've kind of got more time, I'm now using that time to do other things like go to the gym and visit friends and whatnot. But yeah, I've got more time, so there's no excuse for not leaving comments. But I just want to say thank you very much to everybody that continues to support the channel. I may try and get, I'm just trying to think what I've got on this week. I might, Sunday night, this is Friday, Sunday night I may do a live stream. Yeah, I may do a live stream. If I'm going to do it, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I'm not got any plans on Sunday. No, I've got no plans on Sunday night. I have during the day. Yeah, I may try and do a live stream. I don't know, tea time on Sunday. Please don't hold me to it. What I'll maybe do is I'll stick a wee video out tomorrow saying, yep, I'm going to do the live stream. But yeah, I've not got any plans on Sunday night, so there's really no excuse, because I always enjoy the live streams. So anyway, let me just wire straight into talking of cinema. I also went to see, and it's not a film I would really ever see myself seeing, and it was A Star Is Born with, oh, what's the name of the guy? Always get him, is it Bradley Cooper? I always get him and Bradley Walsh muddled up. One of them's in The Chase and the other one is a Hollywood actor. I think it's Bradley Cooper that's in the film. Really good film. If you like kind of rock music, you'll probably quite enjoy this kind of soundtrack. And I've got to say, although I'm not a big fan of Lady Gaga, she plays a brilliant part. Both her and Bradley Cooper play really, really good parts. So I really enjoyed that. So anyway, let me just, no, I don't want to update Firefox, thank you very much. Right, let me have a look my channel. Hey, I'm up to 2,210 subscribers. I always get a laugh when I put in my little minimalist reviews, because some people don't get them. Some people don't get it, and they're like, this is a shit review. It is a shit review, that's the whole point of it. Yeah, right, anyway, Friday Waffle, let me have a look. I don't want the Friday Waffle to start playing. Oh, there we go, there's me there. Right, I'm just going to read through the comments. Let's see, what is Mr. Andy saying? You know, most people who go through divorce, breakups, etc. end up reconnecting with old hobbies and pastimes. Trust Alan to go in the opposite direction. I know you're wanting to follow your head rather than your heart. My advice is to try and find a balance between the two, Al. I'm sure your hobby wasn't just a result of being in a rut. Absolutely not, Andy. I mean, YouTube and, you know, video games is a big part of my life. Maybe not quite so big as it was, you know, 6 months ago, but it's an interest I've got and I will always continue to do that. I'm still kind of going through a transition period in my life. I mean, to let you understand, I have always been in relationships. I've always been a person that's lived with somebody, had a girlfriend, whatever. So right now, it's a wee bit strange. This is the first time that I've lived, well, I'll tell you a lie, I did live on my own for about, well, maybe 3-4 months back in 1997, I think it was. And apart from that, since I left school, since I left home, I've always been in a relationship. I've always lived with people, or not people, lived with girlfriends, wives, whatever. That sounds pretty terrible, but yeah, so I'm finding I'm still adjusting to living myself. I don't mind admitting it can be a lonely existence. I mean, I work from home, so I can spend all day in the kitchen on my computer working, and then it gets to about 5 o'clock, and you know, I'm still in the house myself. I mean, there's been a few times where I've maybe not spoken to anybody for a couple of days, so it's something I'll get used to. I mean, a lot of my mates keep saying to me, look, you need to get used to being single, and I do. And I've got a mate, one of my best mates who I go running with he's been single for quite a few years, and he says it's difficult. He says it is. Obviously, it's completely different from living with somebody. He says it's good and bad. He says the bad parts are it can get lonely. You want to speak to somebody, you know, emailing or texting, whatever, isn't the same. He says, but the good side of it is you don't get any hassle. You can do exactly what you want when you want. So yeah, like I says, I'm still kind of getting into the single life, and I am enjoying it. You know, there's times where I do get a wee bit lonely, but I'm sure that'll change. So anyway, listen, Andy, thanks for the comments, buddy. Metagalactic Llama, he was saying here, Arkanoid needs either a mouse or paddle controllers. Games like that, as well as any other breakout variant, really aren't joystick friendly. In fact, I'd rather play them with a keyboard than a joystick. Yeah, I can't remember, was I talking about Arkanoid last week? I think it was. Yeah, Arkanoid in the C64, I think you could use a paddle and you could also use a mouse, neither of which I owned. So yeah, it was a joystick, and using a joystick to control a game like that, it needs to be analog. The problem with a joystick is it either moves or it stops. You can't get gradual. So yeah, joysticks aren't ideal. Right, anyway, on to some questions, Mr. Down the Rabbit Hole, Kevin. Thanks, Kev. Hi Alan, here's some questions for you. First of all, just like yourself, I'm starting Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's an interesting cowboy simulator, or boot hill with cutscenes, as I like to know it as. It's an interesting cowboy simulator, but reviewers are questioning whether or not the game is actually fun. Do all games really need to be fun, considering movies and books don't? You know what, Kev, again, I was talking about these arsehole film reviewers. It's the same with video games. Don't know why, but there are always people who want to shit or piss on other people's parades. They may not like something, and instead of just saying, that's not my cup of tea, move on, they insist in telling people, this is crap, it's not fun. I've been playing the game for 2-3 hours, I'm enjoying it. I mean, what differentiates that game from another game? That game's not fun, Call of Duty is fun? I don't know. I mean, fun is a subjective thing. At the end of the day, something that I enjoy, like running for 30 hours, I enjoy it. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, so everybody's got their own opinion, everybody enjoys different things. Red Dead, I can't even pronounce it, Red Dead Redemption 2 is no less fun than any other game that I've played, apart from Super Pipeline, obviously, because that's probably one of the best games ever. But yeah, I would, it's like a lot of them, it's like Grand Theft Auto. If you don't like Grand Theft Auto 5 or any of the Grand Theft Auto games, I would probably say it's not for you. Now, I'm just being hypocritical here, I'm not a big Grand Theft Auto fan. The problem with these games is I get confused really easily. I get to a point, I'm like, where am I supposed to go? What am I meant to do now? I don't know. But I'm enjoying the game. Ask me in a month, I may have stopped playing it, I don't know. But, you know, is it not fun? Well, it's no more or less fun than any other game I've played. If you like Skyrim, if you like big exploring games, I mean, I'll give you an example of Red Dead Redemption 2. It starts off, and my dog has just farted. That is awful. That's shocking. Yeah, it starts off, you're in a snow scene, it's like winter, and the attention to detail is just mind blowing. I mean, as you're walking through the snow, obviously you can't walk so quick, so you know the snow slows you down. But the great thing is, like real snow, when you walk in the snow, you leave tracks. And in this game, when you've walked in the snow, the tracks always remain. I mean, I can't say that I've gone for like miles and come back and I've noticed the tracks are still there. Is that the case? I don't know, but certainly if you walk around a tree and whatever, and then you go into a house and you come back out, the tracks remain. Whereas most games, you know, you'd get the tracks initially, then when you turn around, they eventually kind of disappear. But this game seems to remember. I'm guessing it won't remember every single bit, because I mean, apparently the actual world itself, the gaming world, is meant to be huge. So I wouldn't think the PlayStation 4 would have enough memory to remember every kind of footstep. But yeah, the attention to detail is brilliant. And the thing about these games is you don't have to do the missions. You can just enjoy the game environment. I mean, a game, something like this, if you were to imagine this game engine 30 years ago, it would have blown your mind. You've been like, wow, this is just incredible. And that's the wonderful thing about modern consoles now, or computers. We're now getting to basically take part in gaming worlds, and it's so realistic now. I mean, you've got your Forza project, is it Forza Racing 4, you've got, you know, just all these driving games look incredible. But yeah, Red Dead, I've got the game box sitting here. Red Dead Redemption 2 is, you can play, you can go along with the missions. And I know a few friends are saying there's a few frustrating things with some of the missions, but you know what, you show me a game that doesn't have some frustrating parts. Every video game I've ever played, there's always bits that are frustrating. But if you want one of the best gaming experiences ever, then go and check it out. Watch my review video. You can do that if you want, but you may want to watch kind of some more in-depth ones. But I'm enjoying it, so enough said. Secondly, are you a fan of the old Intellivision, and what are your thoughts on the new Intellivision Amico console that they're working on? I did answer a question last week, Kev. Somebody asked me if I had to pick between an Atari 2600, a ColecoVision, or an Intellivision, what one would it be? And what I said was the one it wouldn't definitely be is Intellivision. I've never actually got to play an original machine, never seen one in the flesh. The only thing I've got is I've got one of these little plug-in handheld type things. Comes with the red and yellow wire, or red and white wire, whatever it is. And it's got some games in it. Now, I don't know whether the games they picked were shite, but believe you me, they are shite, they're awful. And if these games are an example of the Intellivision, then I won't be buying this Coleco. What's it called? Not Coleco, Amico. In fact, the wonderful thing about me doing this in front of my computer, I can Intellivision, what was it? Amico, what did we say it was? I can't even spell properly. Let me copy and paste Intellivision. I'll just check it now, because I've got to say, Kev, I've never actually heard of this. So just give me a wee second. There we go, Intellivision Amico console. Let's have a wee look. Intellivision, the home video game console that first launched in 1979, is planning a comeback in a new family-friendly format. The modernised platform, called Amico, will include the original's iconic omnidirectional disc, which is a terrible controller from what I've heard, as well as a full-colour touchscreen on each controller. What? The expected release date is October the 10th, 2020. Are they having a laugh? Are they talking about a console that's going to be released in 2 years' time? Intellivision's leadership team, led by Chief Executive blah 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 blah, is making some bold claims about the device, which is still on the drawing board. Chief amongst them is the console's price point. Say, how can you talk about a price point for something when it's not going to be getting released for another 2 years. It will launch with several built-in titles and over 20 more games. Nah, on its online store. Nah, you know what, Kev? I'm going to see here and now, I don't think this will even get released. The Intellivision machine is an old machine. I don't think there's that many people that have got any real fond memories of it. Maybe I'm talking shite, you know, if you had one, I dare say you would enjoy it, but in comparison to like the Atari 2600, which virtually everybody apart from me had, then I don't think it's going to be a big seller. Why would you want to spend 150 quid on something that's supposedly going to play in television games? If you want to play in television games now, download an emulator, you can play them on your phone, you can play them on any Android device. You know, I don't really get it. I'm fully behind all these new machines coming out, but I can't believe that it's not. That's what it says there. The expected release date is October 10, 2020. I don't get that. I think that must be wrong. But nah, not for me, Kev, I'm afraid. And finally, did I see? Yep, and finally, I had friends recommend to me back in the 90s that I replace my music tapes with CDs because tapes wear out or lose their data. Yet I see folks like Novabug buying Amstrad games and the like on tape. So I'm wondering, if you buy old tapes or old computers, do you back them up before playing the original cassette, or how do you ensure the tape has not lost all of its recorded information over the decades? Funny thing is, Kev, people, I remember when CDs were first announced, there was adverts showing people putting sand in them. Basically they said they were indestructible. You could put oil in them, you could put them in water, you could scratch them and they would be indestructible. Well, that was nothing further from the truth. I've got CDs, I mean I don't even play CDs now, but I've had a lot of like video game discs that get a wee scratch, a really light surface scratch, and it won't play. So CDs are the worst, whereas, well, saying that, I've not actually tested any tapes. I'm guessing tapes probably do still work okay. As far as me backing them up, I don't play any tape games now at all, Kev, but back in the day, I did buy a lot of games and I never ever backed them up. It's not something I've ever done. Nah, it's not something I've ever done, to be fair. But yeah, CDs, indestructible, my arse. Anyway, Kev, thanks for the questions, buddy. Right, just moving on. Right, wee Bob, enjoyed the waffle and sounds like life is reasonable at the moment. Yeah, it is, Bob, thanks. Question, you said you're not sure about what you're spending all your time on and it's not gaming. For me, I love creating games and looking at the gaming artwork, but I don't have much lure to play except on occasion. Do you think you'd get into creating something gaming related? There is also a few game-based cafes in Edinburgh and Glasgow, so it might be a good place to meet someone new. Yeah, fair point actually, Kev. Anyway, hope you have a good week. Thanks, Kev, sorry, thanks. No, I'm rubbish with names. What am I doing with my time? I've got no bloody idea. The thing is, when you've got your own house, there's only you that looks after it. There's only you. I've got to buy messages, I've got to keep it tidy. Though to be fair, I am a very tidy person, which definitely helps. You know, I mean, I've got a mate, you know, he's a messy bugger and he lets his house get really messy, then he's got to go and tidy it, but I generally keep a very tidy house. But I don't know what I've been doing my time. I've been playing my PlayStation 4, I've been hanging about with friends, I've been going on an occasional date. What else have I been doing? I've been going to the gym a lot, just doing other things. Yeah, keeping myself busy. Yeah, keep myself busy, Bob. As far as any more gaming related creativity, nah, I think given the fact that I'm kind of struggling to really dedicate time to the YouTube channel, I don't think I would do anything else. I am actually thinking about maybe joining a club or something. I don't know, just give me some interest. Like I was saying earlier on, it can get a wee bit lonely when you're in the house 24/7 yourself. I do go to the gym, but you go to the gym, I don't know anybody there, so I'm not talking to anybody. But yeah, I've started doing spin classes. I did a spin class last night actually. I also did one on Monday as well. So, nah, listen, I'm keeping myself busy. Quite enjoying my life. Yeah, there's other things that I probably want to do as well, including getting into YouTube a bit more. So anyway, thanks very much, Bob. Hope you have an excellent week, buddy. Ox is asking, Al, it seems you've struggled with your peers' non-acceptance of your hobby for quite a time now. This is part of what you do in your spare time, not theirs. You've got to ask yourself, why should they have a problem with it, and why should you care? Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, as far as you know, I don't openly talk about video games when I'm out and about. I don't play video games when I'm out and about, but yeah, anyone that's going to be my friend, my girlfriend, whatever, anyone that's going to come into my life need to accept that this is what I am. Yeah, I've had a few people over the years, probably like a lot of people, especially people my age playing video games. It's quite interesting. I was watching my mate Tony Temple. He was doing a talk. It was a YouTube video. He was doing a talk at Play Blackpool about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and he said that when he tells people, or people will generally ask about it, oh, you're your Missile Command World Champion, he says it'll go one of two ways. People will either say, oh really, that's really interesting, tell me about it, or else people will look at him and go, wait a minute, you're 50 years old and you're playing a 30-year-old video game, really? So yeah, there is this ignorance that people have about video games. They think it's weird that people of our age would even dream to play them, forgetting the fact that I was probably the first generation of video games players. So I'm like the first of it. I'm the first of this generation. Am I making sense? Yeah, my generation was the first generation to play video games, and now that generation has got to 50 years old, people look at that and think that's a bit strange. But I think as time goes on, I think it will become more socially acceptable, or maybe not. But I certainly don't have a problem with playing video games. Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at the wee comment there. You're saying there, my PC gaming cooled right off after my marriage breakdown and was replaced with retro systems. I can't say I missed PC gaming that much now, as everything is just first person shooter. Yeah, that's exactly where I am, and is now more about the story than the game mechanics or gameplay. Hang on, is there a wee question? Best of luck, fella. Anyway, listen, Ox, thanks buddy, I do appreciate it. Ian Hunter, thanks Ian. Hi Alan, just a quick one for the next waffle. Have you ever been obsessed or addicted to a video game? I suppose the only way I can answer that question is to talk about games that I've played a lot. I mean, considering I make videos about video games, I've got a YouTube channel about video games, I've got a silly collection of video games, I don't actually play that many video games. That seems to be quite common with a lot of people, certainly my age. Games that I was really addicted to, Sensible Soccer. I mean, I played that so much. I played every different incarnation of the game. There was various versions, and then the last one, proper one, was what do you call it? Sensi World of Soccer, or World of Sensible Soccer, which was amazing. You were like a manager as well. I played that, I don't know how many years I played that for. I must have played that for a good couple of years. I played it on the Amiga, then eventually got on the PC, but it wasn't the same on the PC. It just wasn't as good. I mean, other games I played, like Doom. The thing is that games like Doom, you complete and then you forget, and that's what I did. So Sensible Soccer was the game that I played non-stop. Yeah, it's probably the only game that I've really been quite obsessive about. Used to play like a little tournament mode. I would save a game, give it to my mate at work, he would play it. We had a kind of league going, so I played that non-stop. I loved Sensible Soccer. Just when I want about Sensible Soccer, actually, it's made me think about something, and it's a wee bit annoying. John Hare, now I don't want to diss John Hare because I know, he's a good guy, but he's been working on a game called Sociable Soccer. Now it's been on the go for quite a long time. Now I I paid full price for the beta about maybe 6 months ago, maybe a bit more than that, and it's still in beta, and I think it's been ongoing for about a year. And I did a wee Google the other day there, and apparently the developers have decided they're not going to continue with the PC version. They want to concentrate on the mobile version, and what they're trying to say is once they work on the once they concentrate on the mobile version and get it out there, they're hoping the money that generates is going to help pay to finalise the Windows version. Now, to me, that sounds like they've been quite happy to take the money of people like myself. They've only half completed the game, and then they're stopping production. Now, I'm sorry guys, I think that's complete bullshit. It really is, because you're taking the money and running. What is to say, if the fact that you've openly admitted that you're going to stop working on the Windows version and then move away from that and go into a different platform, that's wrong. That is completely wrong. Finish what people have given you money for. Now, if it's John Hare or whoever, I really don't give a shit. That is wrong. You know, I've paid full price for this, and I've not got a working game. Well, it's kind of working, but it's a beta. There's a lot of features that haven't been finished, and they've basically stopped working on it, and they're going to go and work on a new version or a new platform, and then if they get enough money, they're going to come back to the Windows version. Well, I just think that is complete bullshit. You've taken people's money and you've not finished it, so I think that's completely wrong. Really, I'm disappointed. I mean, John Hare's like I said, from what I gather, he's a top guy. He's worked on some of my favourite games, but that is bullshit. So that's what I think about that. As Forrest Gump would say, that's all I've got to say in that matter. So yeah, sorry Ian, yep, Sensible Soccer would be the one game that I'd probably say I was addicted to. Next up, I've got Russ. Hi Alan, it's Russ. Question for you: can you recommend any spinners that would be good to get for games like Arkanoid, and possibly even be used for driving games like pole position? Ideally, I would prefer USB connectivity so I can simply plug them in to my Raspberry Pi cabinet. Actually, can anyone reading this comment recommend any? Ultimate Spin Track looks to be the front runner, but pricey, 50 quid. Yeah, if anybody can help Russ recommend a USB spinner, I would be interested to know as well, because to be honest with you, Russ, I did look at trying to get a spinner myself. The problem you've got, it's not a massively popular peripheral, and because of that, any that are made are quite expensive. 50 quid's probably not a bad price actually. I did give up. Actually, one thing that I bought, and I'm a bit disappointed, I bought myself, I googled it, and somebody said that you could use the Atari 2600 paddles on the Atari or the Commodore 64, but you needed a USB, so you needed an Atari to USB adapter, which I bought, and it did specifically say that it would work with paddles, and it doesn't work. So I was hoping to do it that way. It doesn't work. I did have a look at buying a spinner, a USB spinner, but like I said, it's going to cost a lot of money. So I didn't bother. I couldn't justify spending 50 quid, whatever, on something to play one game. But if anybody can help Russ with a USB spinner type thing, please put your comments down below. So anyway, thanks very much, Russ. Appreciate it, buddy. And Panther UK, Chris, as usual, a high standard of waffling skipper. I find my gaming mojo comes and goes. I'm more into music at the moment. My youngest has picked up Red Dead 2. I went in for a look but gave up after 7 minutes of cutscenes. I've got to say, Chris, yeah, you get the cutscenes at the very beginning, but once you're in the game, it's not bad. Believe you me, there is nobody who loathes cutscenes more than me. The great thing with Red Dead Redemption, you press and hold the X button and it skips past them, so the cutscenes aren't bad at all. Yeah, I'm sorry to disagree with you, Al, but I would still take a Commodore 64, Amiga, Mega Drive or SNES every time over a new console. Horses for courses, as they say, absolutely. So anyway, next week then, what classic arcade game or games you liked but were never ported to the 8-bits that would easily have been doable? I think I got a similar question a few weeks ago, but I think it was any particular game. One game that springs to mind that was never given a proper conversion up until now would be Space Invaders and Galaxian. Now I don't know why that was the case. I mean, I can't even name any Space Invader game on the Commodore 64. The only one that probably came closest, and it was nowhere near 100% accurate, and that was the Arcade Classics by Firebird. There was a Space Invader game and it wasn't bad, but that was it. I don't recall any other Space Invader game. I don't know why. Maybe they thought that people didn't want Space Invaders. It was the first game they wanted. People wanted new games. That might have been the case. Then you had Galaxian. Again, there was a few kind of Galaxian, Galaga type games. You had Galaxy by, was it Kingsoft, I think it was. That was the one that I played all the time. Obviously, you've got Galencia now, which is it Jason Aldred, one of my mates, programmed Galencia. It's a fantastic game, but that only came out 6 months ago. Back in the day, I don't recall any good Galaxian clone at all. Don't know why. Like I said, it might have just been because these were old games and they're thinking, who wants to play an old game? I don't know. So yeah, probably go for these two games. Chris, and as always, thanks for the question, mate. Metagalactic Llama, I recently sold a batch of stuff that I wasn't using either. An Enterprise 128, an Auric 1, 2 VIC-20s, as well as some non-computing stuff that I wasn't using. Yeah, I am just a quick one in that. I did go through my box and I've taken photographs of some systems that duplicate systems that I want to get rid of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wee video, probably maybe this week, might even do it on Sunday, and just show you what stuff I've got, and if there's anything you're interested in, let me know. That's going to be round one, basically duplicate stuff. I've then got a lot of games up in these shelves over there which I never play, so that might be round two. But right now I'm definitely starting. I've not actually got as far as, you know, putting an advert out yet, but I'll probably put it on my Mainmeister Facebook page and also make a short video. Let's see, Colin. Is Colin asking any questions? I don't think he is. PC gaming is better now, but that's part of the problem. They take too much time. The beauty of retro gaming is exactly that. You can pick them up to kill a few minutes when you feel like it. As for selling off stuff, I fully understand what you mean. Things like the Commodore 64 are relatively easy to replace if they go bad, but I was just considering the cost of replacing the Vectrex if it stopped working. Yeah, and that's why I probably won't sell my Vectrex, Colin. Too many people have told. I was only ever going to sell my spare one, by the way. I was never going to get rid of two of them. But I'll probably hang on to it because at the end of the day, it's going to increase in value. So it's not bad to kind of hang on to it. I'm glad I bought a real Commodore 64C recently. Already replaced all the capacitors and built a PUS that won't kill the computer. Got an SD2 IEC adapter and fastload cartridge. And that's, yeah, you're actually working on some music. Yeah, I actually listened to that last night. I can't actually. What I'll do is I'll probably include this music in next week's Waffle. But super impressed, Colin. I'm really impressed with your coding skills. I mean, you did the what's the name of that game again? I can't remember. Really cool, and you've done some music as well. So I will put a mention to that on next week's Waffle. Mr. S. Saint T. Jesus Christ, didn't realise that was a dog until it moved about 25 minutes in. Yeah, I sat in my settee and Jack's my dog. He was lying beside me, and I think he was completely still for about 20 odd minutes. And yeah, I think that is all the questions. It is indeed. Listen guys, I'm going to get going because it's 5 to 6 and I need to get leaving for Glasgow. So I'm going to get going. As always guys, thanks for all your support. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Have an ace weekend, and as always, thanks very much for watching.